That postman was bloody loud.
He was.
I mean, I don't mind other people's languages, but he did sound like an Ewok. What do you think?
He does. When he was walking down the road yesterday, he's always on his mobile phone,
But
chatting away.
he stood outside our door.
But he doesn't have an earpiece, and he seems to stand at the... Yeah, anyway.
Very loud, very inconsiderate. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the show.
He bought a lot of posts this morning.
Did he? What did he bring?
Rubbish.
All junk mail?
Mainly,
Well,
yeah.
you should have called him back and asked him to take it away with him.
Well, no, he's done his job in delivering
On
what's
a-
been paid for to be delivered.
On a quiet Saturday morning, Paul, where people are relaxing. I don't want to hear other people's conversations, even if I can't understand them. So welcome, bloody welcome. This is...
Sunday Chat!
Yes, the show you all love and can't wait for. I can't wait for it. Can you, Paul?
No. You got a
No.
wig on today?
No, it's my 80s look.
Oh, right.
The 80s are back now. I'm getting my shoulder pads out next week. Although I don't really need them. Anyway. So, lovely. What are we going to talk about this week? It's Saturday morning for us.
Sunday morning for you, or later.
But it is. Today is the Equinox, Paul.
It is, which is the sort of traditional first day of spring.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yesterday was beautiful. Beautiful. Glorious, glorious sunshine most of the day. Beautiful clouds scudding along. I like that word, scudding.
It's not scuddering.
Scudding. Scudding like a Scud missile across the sky. No, it was lovely. And today is grey.
Yeah.
Grey. It's so changeable at the moment.
In fact, our meteorological spring day, which was the 1st of March, was a nicer day than today.
Yeah, but today is the equinox. That's days and nights of equal length. But of course we are racing towards the summer solstice.
Well, we're not.
We are?
We're not. We're travelling in time at the same speed that we always travel in time.
No, but, you know, metaphorically, Paul. Metaphorically, because when you get to that point, the nights start getting darker again and the whole cycle continues.
At the same speed.
The trip around the sun. Lovely. So, equinox today.
Yeah.
And then, of course, tomorrow in the UK, it's Census Day.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
where we all declare ourselves. Don't we?
We've done ours.
Have we?
Yeah.
What did you declare me as?
Insane.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, because you
They're
can do
asking
it.
for more information this year, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah,
They are. They ask how many legs you've got, which I think is very useful to know. Whether you can hear or not. Yeah.
Whether you can hear.
Yeah.
Did
Not
they?
really.
Oh.
What do they ask? They ask sexuality this year. To which I put yes, please. No, I didn't really. And something. Oh, religion. Yes, and there's a.
No religion.
I see. There's quite a campaign going this year to that if you are not religious, you state you are not religious.
Yes, of course.
Rather than just putting nothing,
Which skews the figures, like people
completely.
like people putting Jedi.
Isn't that?
Well, that
a
then
religion?
says you are religious, even if you're not.
Oh yes, there we are.
You know.
There we are.
So don't put Jedi. Put no religion.
Yeah, no religion. Yeah.
Please, we need an accurate figure of all the people who are sane.
I mean, the UK is not a religious society. I don't consider it a
No.
religious society.
Although I know a lot of people who are religious.
Yeah, I do, but I don't consider it a religious
But you know
society.
what? I prefer the other religions. No, I do. I don't know. This is a dicey subject, and we don't wish to offend. We don't wish to offend. I almost said a friend. We won't have many friends now.
I don't think we got any friends.
No, we don't wish to offend anybody, but you need to get real, really. You know, if you believe in that stuff, that's your beliefs. You're entitled to them. What we believe in, we're entitled to that as well.
I mean, actually, religion...
I hadn't finished, Paul.
Religion is largely based upon where you're born.
Christianity is about human values at the end of the day. It's about sensible human values. You know, that's what we were taught as kids. You know, it's about following the basic rules of being a good person in society. It doesn't have to be connected with God or Jesus.
No.
It can just be about being a good person. And frankly, the history of Christianity doesn't give me a good taste in my mouth.
No.
No.
There we are.
Anyway, lovely. So, now we've alienated a huge swathe of people. You can switch off now. I just wanted to say a big thank you to new subscribers, old subscribers, and remind you of all the platforms that we're on. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and a Facebook group called Planet Vegetaria, which is getting bigger and bigger by the week.
It is, yeah.
Isn't it?
There's been a real influx in May.
Influx.
March. I'm 2 months ahead of myself.
Influx. I love that word.
Influx. Not to be confused with reflux, which isn't quite so nice. No. Would a reflux be people leaving?
No, reflux is an upchuck of stomach acid.
Not nice.
No. Anyway, Paul.
Right, let's crack on. Let's crack on.
Let's do the crack. What does that say?
There's a man with a hood just gone down the road.
Oh, I didn't tell you this the other day. When I was going up the road for my vaccine, I saw a naked woman at a window.
No.
Yes, on those new flats at Greenford Avenue.
Which new flats?
You know the new flats?
The ones on the corner?
Yes.
Well, they're hardly new.
I mean, she was full mingle and quinge. Oh, I know.
I saw that at Doncaster once. She was playing with her fragrance as well. And she knew full well that there was a train in the station. You know, this was from the train window.
What do you mean she was playing with her? Was she spraying herself with a fragrance?
No, she was doing something else.
Well, let's not go into that, or I will have a reflux. So
I suppose there are those people who sort of enjoy that exhibitionism, though.
She was just stood there.
Oh, right.
And I just thought, oh, well, I mean, you know, it's somebody's prerogative if they wish to do that. But, you know, it could be classed as indecent exposure and could be frightening to children.
If I did that, it would be very frightening to children.
Me too.
Be frightening to everyone, I think.
Well, yeah. Including me.
Yes.
So, let's look back at the week that was. Richard and Paul's weekly review. Otherwise known as Le Pal de Dimanche.
Le Pal.
Le Pal.
Isn't that to talk?
Yeah, chat.
Oh, chat about the week.
Because you can't say chat because that would be Sunday cat, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Le Pal du Dimanche.
Oh, I think
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue, le Pal du Dimanche.
And those that use other pronouns.
And other languages.
And other things.
Oh, yes, pronouns. Oh, yes. I want to be known from now on as it or thing.
You've been known as that for me for ages.
Thank you. So,
I want to be known as him. Him.
Him or he.
Him or he. Him or he. There we are.
Hobbit or tramp. Paul, while we're on the subject of hobbits and tramps, I've noticed something different about you this week.
What?
Your hair.
Oh, yeah. I got annoyed in the shower the other day. I was washing my hair and I felt it was too long at the back, so I chopped some off.
He cut his own hair. Paul, I think you do these things deliberately to hurt me. I really do. You look like an off-cast or a cast-off from Grayson Perry's art club.
Well, that's okay.
But you have got rid of the dead ends. which is always a good thing.
But
Let's move.
It's mainly at the back.
Shush now.
It's mainly at the back.
Shush now. Be quiet.
Oh, there's a parakeet on the roof. It's on the roof though. It's funny.
We're never going to get this done.
Oh, sorry.
It's never going to happen. Nothing's going to finish.
No.
We're going to be stuck in a loop.
But it's on the roof. It's not on the apex of the roof. It's actually on the slant.
We are now stuck
it's
in the
gone.
loop.
It's gone.
Thank goodness.
I'm going to have a coffee.
Anyway, Richard and Paul's weekly review.
What is
Let's
it?
look back on.
Rupauls.
Let's look back. You're going to be wearing that coffee in a minute. Let's look back on the week that was. So last week it started off as a really busy one for me at work. Really busy. There's several things happening in terms of things reopening, and we have to let some customers know and blah blah blah. So it involved lots of work to do with sending out loads of letters and loads of work. It was really hard work. And that's fine, don't mind that at all. But it was a little bit stressful. And I did my first full day at work.
At work.
At work, 9 to 5, virtually, give or take a few minutes. Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed interacting with the small amount of people who were allowed on site at one time. But it was good. I might do the same next week.
Right.
Yeah, I might do.
I think it's good if you can do that. I think it's good.
Well, not all people can.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, that's right, Paul. Lovely. So that was good. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon, should I say correctly? I had my vaccine.
Yay!
I had, yes, celebration de la vaccination.
Is it la vaccine?
I don't know. Oh, that's sweet, Paul.
Yeah, well, yours is sweet. It's just like you.
Shut up.
So you had your vaccine.
I had the AstraZeneca vaccine in my left arm, and it was perfectly organised at a local church hall. I did survive getting through the door. Didn't burst into flames, thank goodness.
Was your name in caps?
Yes.
Yes, my name was in caps as well.
Oh.
Why was that? Most people's names on the list, you could see they weren't in caps. But mine was... I went the next day, you see. I went the next day on Thursday.
Anyway, we were talking about me, Paul.
Yeah, we were talking about Richard.
I had my vaccination, very well organised, blah, blah, blah. Arm felt a little bit tingly on the way home. But of course they put all sorts of stuff, like ethanol and stuff like that goes into it. So you're bound to feel a little bit tingly in the arm.
And a bit of Bill Gates is in there as well, of course, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want any anti-vaxxers, because if you do come on here doing the anti-vaxxing routine, you will be blocked and deleted straight away.
Keep that one to yourself.
We are vaccine supporters. You know what? We're alive because of vaccines. We don't die horrible diseases anymore because of vaccines.
Well, we occasionally do. Anyway, you had yours and your arm was tingling.
Felt fine. That was 1:40 in the afternoon. Felt fine. Felt a little bit tired before bed. And then woke up in the middle of the night with side effects. Shaking, shivering.
Moaning
and groaning. Well, that
I don't mean I mean...
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen very often in our bed, does it?
No,
there ain't much moaning and groaning that goes on there.
No. But you were hot and cold and shivery and you got up.
Generally very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you got to go to the loo several times.
Following morning felt as though I was going to collapse.
Ooh.
Leaden body. Limbs aching. You don't need to act it out.
Okay.
They can understand me.
Okay.
And so half of the day on Thursday was a wipeout, but got to about midday and started to feel better.
Well, you had another 2-hour snooze on the sofa.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't move. And it was quite challenging having to put that shop away from Morrison's.
Yeah. I had
It took me 20 minutes to put that shopping away. 20 minutes. A job that would ordinarily take 5.
And you still put things in the wrong place. The celery goes in the lower drawer. The extra coffee goes onto the wine rack.
Well, I don't know these things, Paul, because that's your domain.
So I've spent the last 3 days manoeuvring things around.
Good.
I just found the extra coffee, so I put that into the wine rack. Because where else do you keep coffee other than the wine rack?
Anyway,
it's obvious.
So then you had yours on
I had
Thursday morning, didn't you, Paul?
I did.
Same batch, same vaccine, same place.
Yeah, I didn't even know it had happened to be, as she said, sort of lift your T-shirt right up.
Yes.
And I lifted my T-shirt right up, and then there was a noise from somebody else who dropped their papers or something when they came in. And I looked over.
And she said, that's it.
And then she said, that's it. I went, oh, right, okay. So
She was very good, very quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I did feel a little scratch, like
I
you
didn't
do.
feel anything. Yeah.
Well, maybe she was deliberately hurting me.
Well, maybe. And my side effects, well...
You've been a little bit tired, that's it.
Yeah, virtually
That's
non-existent. Yeah.
I'm still feeling it today.
Are
It's
you?
taken me forever to get going this morning.
It has, hasn't it?
It really has. Just couldn't get my shit together.
No,
I couldn't.
No.
But I'm here.
You're here now.
I'm glamorous.
As I am.
Yeah, well, that's an overstatement completely.
So I'm so pleased I didn't have any side effects.
Yeah.
Well, other than feeling a tad. I felt as if, because we normally go to bed about 10:30, 11, and if I go to bed a couple of hours later than that, the next day I feel a little sort of, like that. And that's how I felt. I felt as though I'd been to bed a few hours later than normal. But I could just get on and carry on doing my things at the plot and everything. So I was really, really pleased that I didn't have the side effects.
Lovely, Paul. You're very lucky.
I think it's because I've got more metabolism for it to go around.
I think it got lost somewhere in the fat.
Yeah. It's just taking its time to get to where it needs
Maybe.
to get to.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from that. We're all very, very happy and jolly about that. So, lovely. What else
has happened? We had a big compost delivery at the plot. So we ordered compost for every plot holder was offered the opportunity to order compost. And we got it from Equinox, and it really is fantastic stuff. And they were so nice. Equinox. They were so nice doing the ordering, because we had to ask various questions because we'd never ordered in bulk before. And yeah, fabulous. Delivery guys, great. Where our allotment is, the road is really, really narrow, but they reversed all the way down the road. And that's a long way to reverse, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's a long way to reverse. So that was great. That was really good. So yeah,
good. That's
happy.
super duper special smashing.
And I was able to mulch our soft fruit bed yesterday, which I'm really pleased, because that's that bed all done now for another year.
And I've been gardening too again.
You have.
I have. Sorting pots out, sorting the grapevine out. I'm halfway along the grapevine, cutting it hard back. Hard, very hard. So that's all been very good, and even through the side effects, I pushed on and got on and did it. There's no point in sitting there whinging, is there?
Well, you did that as well.
Yeah, but I did that at the point I actually couldn't move, Paul.
and other points.
I didn't whinge. You said, how are you? And I said, I still feel rough. That's not whinging, that's telling the truth. It's giving factual information. Factual information.
And then, of course...
What?
I don't know.
That's it.
We've been watching a lot of things.
Yes, that's not yet. Oh, yes, it is. No, it isn't. No. In the words of Two Unlimited, no. no, 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 no. I think
Who's
we can-
Too Unlimited?
We can learn a lot from that. Too Unlimited.
Is that like Virgin Broadband or something?
No, the band, Too Unlimited. 90s sensation.
Oh?
There's no limit.
Oh, I know the song.
Too Unlimited is the band.
Oh,
It's a
right.
programme, Paul.
There we are. I didn't know that. I don't really know names of bands and things. I know, it's a bit. I know the songs I like, and I like listening to them.
So
Because
let's
they're ones
move
I
on
like.
now. Shush. Keep quiet. Word of the week time.
Ooh,
We've got a word of the week this week.
What were? I love word of the week.
So do I.
What's this week's word of the week?
So, Paul and viewers,
Can you hold your book and your cup properly at the same time?
look, multitasking.
No, can't.
Word of the week this week is circumlocution.
I know this.
Circumlocution.
I know
Or
this.
circumlocution.
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 I can't remember.
C-I-R
C-U-M.
C-U-M
L-O-C.
L-O-C
A-T-I-O-N.
U-T-I-O-N. I-O-N.
U-T-I-O-N.
Not so clever, Paul. What does it mean?
Oh, I can't remember. I do know it.
Circumlocution.
Is it about talking around things in a really roundabout way so that you go on about it forever? Bit like filibustering.
Sort of. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. It's basically the use of many words when fewer would
Words
do,
Yeah.
in a deliberate attempt to be vague or evasive.
Yeah, quite a lot of people who do that. I started reading a book the other day and I got to the bottom of the page and I thought,
That's usually
Yeah.
what happens.
I could have said that in like 2 sentences, so I just gave up. Gave
So,
up the book.
Paul, shush now, stop circumlocutioning. What have we watched on TV this week? Stop jiggling.
I like jiggling.
But you're going to jiggle the camera tripod, and then the viewers will get seasick.
Oh, I don't want that. They'll have to take their drama.
What have we been watching on TV this week? We've started a new detective series, made apparently by the makers of Vera.
Yeah, I was told that, but I'm not sure. Having watched it, I'm not sure it is.
Well, actually, I thought there were some similarities.
I thought the music was
The
similar.
problem was that the location was sort of Brighton, wasn't it, and places like that.
Yeah, he lives in Brighton.
So it was too jolly and lovely. Whereas the location pour la Vera is gritty and dark and a bit dirty and scummy looking, isn't it, usually? Have you murdered somebody, love, in your scummy little house? That's what it's like. Whereas this was in big palatial surroundings, big lovely flats, lovely kitchens and decoration, interior design, and people looking quite stylish. Really. So that didn't work for me. I prefer my police drama, my procedural dramas to be a little grittier than that. But anyway, and also, Paul, rudely interrupting me. Also, I didn't... Oh, is that your vaccination arm?
Yeah?
Also...
Doesn't feel anything.
Also, I didn't believe them. I didn't think... Did we say what the show was called?
Grace.
Grace. I didn't believe any of the actors. And I'm not sure whose fault that is. But
Right,
very
I'll just
often...
give you-
Very often, Paul, it is the fault of the director.
So, Roy Grace is a detective in a series of books by Peter James,
I could have done better.
who is... the books are great. The books are great. And Peter James is is it Peter James or James Peter?
Oh,
I always
Paul.
forget. Peter James is a writer that I have read virtually all of his books. And there's one, Perfect People, that is just brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
Get on.
Roy Grace is a really good series of books, but I just don't think John Sim for me is Roy Grace.
No.
Roy Grace I saw as more sort of spindly, yet quite authoritative, yet quite vulnerable, and John Sim was John Sim. However, the sidekick, Branson, the black policeman, it's perfect, absolutely perfect, and his wife is perfect as well.
She reminded me of Dominique Dudar from The Expanse. Is it Dominique Tipper?
Can't remember, but I know who you mean.
Yeah, she reminded me of her. I thought she was good, and I thought he was gorgeous.
The good thing about him is he is all about style.
Could they not just have had it as him?
Are you going to
and
interrupt
change the
completely?
character?
Well, no, because it wouldn't have been called Grace then, would it?
Well, they could have had him as a black Grace.
But it's really interesting because he just epitomised the character in the book, and I don't really think anyone else did.
I tuned out a little bit, I have to say.
You were looking on social media.
Yes, I did tune out. I just watched the interesting bits.
And then something happened, and Richard went, "Oh, has that happened?" And I went, "Yes," and he went, "Oh, okay."
I half watched. I was quantum watching.
It's. I will carry on watching them because I really enjoyed the books, but I enjoyed the books much better.
But the new Vera's coming soon, isn't it?
And I think there's only one episode at the moment because they started filming, I think, before lockdown and then had to stop and then restart. So I did notice at the end when the ITV sort of announcement came on, it said something like, "And we'll have more of Roy Grace later in the year," or something like that, didn't it?
Oh yes, she talks like that, doesn't she?
So yeah. It was good, but it just doesn't have the feeling
Didn't
of
hit
the
the
book.
spot, did it? Didn't hit the spot for me, and I've not read the books.
No.
And I won't be reading the books either because I don't read.
No.
I can't read.
But
I can.
I was about to say something.
Move on now. We also started Veep
Yes.
as well, which is Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Who, of course, famously from Seinfeld. It's about the vice president.
A vice president, not the vice president.
About a vice president,
Yeah.
a fictional vice president in the US.
Though
It's not new. It's not new. It's been
No.
out for a while, but we're new to the party. Took a little bit of time to get into it because they took their time establishing the situation,
La
establishing...
situation.
I was talking. You've interrupted my flow now. Don't do that again. They took their time to establish the flow, the rhythm of the piece, the setting, the characters, and the fast pace of the comedy.
Yeah.
It's very quick. I mean, it must be immensely fun to do, but quite tiring as well, I would imagine, for the actors. Because it is bang, 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 bang. You can't forget your lines in that situation. And I also felt that maybe some of it might be slightly ad-libbed.
Yeah, I think so.
Slightly,
I think so.
just slightly. Maybe they leave the odd thing in. But very well put together, but it took me a little time to relax into it, I felt.
Good characterizations, though.
Yeah, and the second episode, oh gosh, that's so funny. So if you want something to get into that's got plenty of seasons available to watch, and you're into that kind of fast-paced political comedy, well, it's not really political comedy, but it sort of deals with these political situations that she has to face that seem absolutely ridiculous, but probably echo quite well at what some politicians have to deal with.
Well, yesterday, Biden going onto Air Force One,
I didn't see that.
he stumbled up the steps.
Right.
And was okay, which is great. But in Veep, there's a thing where the president is somewhere else in a different country, and it looks as though he's really unwell, and she has to step up, doesn't she? And she goes into the sort of what's it room? The something situation room, and she's sort of taking on the presidency, and then she finds out that actually the president is okay, and she's sort of like, great.
Yeah, she's like that because she's got to now realise that she's got to go and do a frozen yogurt tasting.
She thought she was going to get the crown of president.
I know, but she then realises she's back down to earth with a bang because of the yogurt place.
But can you imagine all the officials who were watching, Biden go up those steps and he stumbles and they're all, oh my God, we better get the vice president. But anyway, it didn't occur.
No.
And we'll one day.
Lovely, let's move on, shall we? And of course, the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Oh, yeah.
So it was quite sad to say goodbye to it because we've really enjoyed this season.
Well, we've actually said goodbye to 3 things this week, which is quite sad. This being the first. Actually, the last, but anyway.
Yeah, 3 things.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, you've interrupted my flow again.
RuPaul Drag Race UK.
RuPaul's Drag Race UK finale. Spoiler alert, if you've not watched it, the winner was Lawrence Cheney.
Which I'm actually very happy about.
I'm very happy for Lawrence, but Lawrence wasn't my favourite.
Who was your favourite?
Bimini was my favourite, but I feel as though there was something at the end with Bimini. There was just something extra that she could have brought to the performance. It was slightly lacking, and she got slightly lost in the lineup during that number that they did. Although it was great and it was really good fun. But yeah, congratulations, Lawrence. You're not watching, so whatever. And we'll be continuing with RuPaul's Drag Race US tonight, which we have started to enjoy more, although there are a couple of queens that really annoy me.
Yeah, there are.
I have to say.
I think there's quite a lot online when you read about it, about how the UK one people are really enjoying the UK one, and particularly the real Britishness of it, rather than the American thoughts of what Britishness is. So I think maybe there's a bit of learning that is going on.
I think it's interesting though when you say that, because I think both cultures are so different.
Oh, completely.
We think they're very similar.
Oh, they're not.
In terms of the fact we speak the same language.
Well, we don't even do that. Yeah.
Sort of.
Aluminum.
You guys
really,
don't
aluminum.
start insulting
Chips,
Americans.
crisps.
We've already alienated all of the Christians. But, look, yeah, there are differences. And, vive la différence, as they say in France.
Yeah, we were talking about the UK and US.
Yeah, I know. But, we celebrate those differences, but I think we forget that the cultures are completely different in so many ways, The rhythms of the culture are different. We're so much more reserved than you are.
Yeah.
We are.
Than Americans.
Than you are. Our lovely American viewers, who we cherish very much. But one has to tell it like it is. Doesn't one? One has to.
One has to.
One has to tell it like it is, alright? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we'll be carrying on with the US version tonight. It's Saturday night, so we're looking forward to that. Lovely. What else, Paul?
Great Pottery Throwdown. Great Pottery Throwdown was another one that we said goodbye to this week. It was the season finale, and yeah, just...
Great Pottery Throwdown. Who won again? I can't remember.
Jodie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jodie.
Jodie won, which I think was a
well
great
done,
winner.
Jodie. Lovely.
Yeah, it's It's just such a joyful, uplifting,
It is.
creative show. It really is. It puts many of the, like Drag Race as well, it puts many of the other reality shows to shame, really, because it's all about being positive and creative.
But you know what it is, really? It's the crux of it in terms of comparisons to other shows is the presenters. If you really think about it, if you have excellent presenters who are the anchor of the show at the end of the day, the rest of it follows suit. You know, if you get annoyed with a presenter and you don't like a presenter, the rest of it falls apart. So it's also subjective as well.
Yeah.
You know, but is it Keith, the Potter? I mean, he is a lovely, lovely big hunk of gorgeousness.
Like me.
And he's so emotional, and he cries when he finds something really wonderful, and you know that you've got to love that. And then she's lovely. I don't really know her name. What's her name?
No, but she's great.
But
She's in
lovely.
Derry Girls. So.
And you know, it just worked as a season.
And
didn't it?
the guy who stepped up this year, I don't know his name either. Who he was
the pottery.
He was the pottery person last year doing all the kiln stuff.
Richard.
And he stepped up this year, and that's been great.
And Rose.
And then of course
who
Rose
was the
as well.
assistant, the kiln assistant, whatever you call them.
You know, she's great as well. So
she's
fabulous.
a, you know, totally different character, unexpected character, who we all sort of
fell in love with.
Yeah. So just lovely show. I mean, if you get to see it around the world, I don't know, watch it. It's really good fun. If you
I
like
watched
pottery.
a bit of MasterChef because that's back.
Oh, I don't watch that.
And you know, it's got John Turode and the other guy in it. And
the difference in those programs?
I mean,
what's the difference?
well, I don't like.
You don't like
I don't
the
respect them,
presenters,
I don't like.
and they're also up their own arses.
I was going to
aren't
say
they?
they've got a broom up their arse. That's
They
what I
are.
was going to say.
What tends to happen, the thing about Keith in the Pottery Throwdown is he doesn't at any point come across as
superior?
I'm the master potter,
Yeah.
I know what to do, you don't. So watch me and learn. That doesn't come across. It's kind of like, I'm going to show you the challenge and I'm going to give you a few tips. Watch me carefully. And it's friendly. The approach is friendly and warm rather than Ice Maiden, which it is on the bloody bake-off doodah MasterChef cookery la-la.
Things.
Yeah, they're all superior. But chefs are a bit like that sometimes, aren't they? They're a bit above themselves.
I met John
They are.
Turode in
Yes,
a
they
lift
are.
in his restaurant once in.
He wasn't very nice to you, was
No,
he?
he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't
John.
very anything really. I said, "Oh, hello," and he went, "Hello."
He was shady
And
bitch.
I said, "Oh, I see I think he was doing something else." And of course, you know, his name is actually not Turode; it's Torode. That's how it should be pronounced
dear
as well.
Paul. Well, you're the master Guernsey person now,
absolutely.
aren't you?
Just because you've gone to
Let's
Australia,
move
you don't
on.
change that. Yeah.
Let's move on now.
Move on. Move through it.
So we also said
Superstore.
goodbye to Superstore. Not the final season, but the last season that's available to watch on our Doodah Virgin
Yeah, season 5.
thing. We're in love with all of them on Superstore, as you already know, so we won't spend any time talking about it, but we love that show.
Yeah.
We love the characters, it just gets better and better. Yeah. Anyway, and the other show that we have been watching is Grayson Perry's Art Club.
Yeah.
I think you cut your hair to look like Grayson Perry, Paul. I don't like
maybe Grayson Perry cuts his hair in the
I
shower.
think Grayson's hair is a right mess.
Do you?
And could do with some lovely serum.
Philippa's hair changes every week, doesn't it?
I love Philippa. It doesn't change every week.
Doesn't it?
What are you talking about?
I thought was it black and white last
It's always
week?
black and white.
Oh, is it?
I love her hair. I love her hair.
I love Philippa, I think. Yeah.
Well, I think they're both absolutely marvellous. But it's not my favourite show. It's not my favourite show. And I'll tell you why.
Tell us why.
I'll tell you why. Are you sitting comfortably? Good.
Yeah, I'm on the cushion.
Art is an interesting thing, isn't it? And I always remember years and years ago on the show That's Life with Esther Ranson, and viewers in the UK will remember this if you grew up in the 70s. It was a consumer show on a Sunday night, and it would always have sort of humorous elements to it, and it would always have serious campaigns connected with it too. Faulty machinery,
electricals and
things that needed to be brought to the public's attention because it was a very popular show. But I remember them doing an art exhibition. Yeah, and they did an art exhibition and they got some children to make art, and they were basically rolling around and cycling over these huge sheets of paper and creating this art. And they basically wanted to expose the art world in London for what it is, which is sometimes very bollocky, frankly. And they had an art...
It's not just in London.
Well, I'm talking about London in this case. And they did an art exhibition, and they said it was this artist, they gave them a name, blah, blah, blah. And they filmed the glitterati of the art world in London walking around viewing these paintings. And they recorded their reactions. Well, it was very interesting. It's like wine tasting, isn't it? You know, all those flowery words that they come up with.
Floral words.
Flowery words that they come up with, to describe wine. It's similar with the art, isn't it? With abstract art in particular. So, I always think of that. So, when people are describing art, and I know it's subjective and all of that, and art is art, and you get from it what you take from it, and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I find it all a little bit, really? And this week's episode was about dreams and the sort of psychology of dreams and art. And I don't know.
I mean, you can wedge anything into that, really, can't you?
And you can wedge any kind of explanation into that as well. So, I don't know. Sometimes I find abstract art, when people are sort of looking into it far too deeply, and at the end of the day, it's just colour, shape and form.
Which has melded. There was a guy on it, a very, very famous artist on it, who was spraying colour onto a canvas on the floor, and his family and assistants were just sort of wobbling it a bit.
which I think can create some amazing effect.
But that particular one, it's circumstance, isn't it? It's not. It's not. In doing something that way, it's about creating a moment of movement, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, of course it is. It's capturing he talked about it. We're talking about it, which makes it art. We realise that before anybody starts saying so. But, sometimes people see into things, too deeply. Like, I remember the Esther Ranson thing. One woman was saying, "Oh, I see 13 strawberries." There weren't any strawberries. It wasn't even red. Do you know what I mean? It's like when people say, "Oh, that's the right mess. My 4-year-old could do better than that." Well, they probably could, actually, if you gave them some materials, let them get on with it. And I think that is great. But sometimes I just think, oh, shut up. Shut up.
I mean, it's that
when
thing
people go that step too far, like out of the frame. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not dissing abstract art. I love abstract art. I make some myself, which is utterly rubbish. But, you know, that's
not
art.
rubbish.
Well, I like that piece.
I think you should put a thing in of that piece.
But anyway, yeah, that's it really. I finished.
So yeah, we watched that, and there was one thing where Johnny Vegas was talking about this sort of abstract thing with a house in the middle with a face, and that was his favourite of the week, and he was discussing it. And I sort of knew where he was coming from, but it was clearly his interpretation and what he was bringing to it and taking from it that was the relevant thing.
You can't criticise people for that.
No, I'm not.
I can.
Yeah, you can. And do.
But, you know, I'm speaking my truth. If I see a piece of art and I think, what a load of crap, I'm going to say, that's a load of crap in my eyes. In my eyes. One interesting thing that we have been doing, we've had our own virtual art exhibition on our group, Planet Vegetaria. That's the Facebook group by Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. We've had a hashtag #MyHomeArt running on there since the beginning of March. And that has been absolutely marvellous because people have been sharing their artworks from home.
Not necessarily ones they have made.
No, not ones they have made, but things that they display in their own home and that they enjoy, that have a meaning to them, you know? What, Paul? If you're not bringing home an artwork.
No, I'm not. I'm going to post some things. I'm going to post some of the art on our walls. Yeah.
On our walls?
Yeah, well, where is our art? It's on our walls.
Well, it's not necessarily on the walls, Paul. It's on the shelves.
I'm just doing the ones on the walls.
Okay, good. Lovely. So join us up there on Planet Vegetaria for a monthly photo challenge. #MyHomeArt. Anyway, that's it now, Paul. We've come to the end of the show. Lovely.
You've rather livened up throughout this, haven't you?
Maybe my side effects are lifting.
Yeah, maybe they are.
Maybe they are,
maybe
they're
it was
not.
the rum I put in your coffee.
I thought it tasted strange.
And the whiskey. And the gin.
And the barbiturates.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Why not? Bring it on.
I wouldn't do that.
So that's it now for this week's lovely Sunday chat, Le Parle du Dimanche. And we're saying goodbye now, Paul, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Say goodbye now, Paul.
Goodbye now, Paul.
Don't be silly. Stop jiggling.
Oh, but I like jiggling.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Ring the bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
And we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.